Oh yeah, I'm gonna get myself together. I'm gonna get myself together and get myself at a point where I be doing these jokers at the right time. Because it should be fighting against the grain. It's really fighting against the grain. I don't have to be tired up here. If I get on, get her done when it's supposed to be. But y'all know what? I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna beat myself up. Cause one thing for sure and two things for certain. Anybody that been following this platform knows that D God was saying 3 days a week to me before I start working that job. And I was having a very hard time finding time for 3 days. And from the very day that I started working that job, I did not perfect 5 days until the week that I moved. On that third week, like on the third day, um, no, excuse me, it was the fourth week. It was the fourth week. It was going into a month. Um, because the first 2 weeks I did 4 days each. The third week I did 3 days because I spoke very ahead of myself on a Monday. On a Tuesday, because I didn't go live that Monday, and I was like, it's absolutely no way I'm not going live for the rest of the week. And I made a lie to myself because my body shut down. It needed a nap. I told y'all that. When I say that I am doing better at the nap thing since I've been in my new place, like my daughters, anybody that knows me good enough to be around me when a nap is needed, and welcome, y'all, because I just started running my mouth. Sylvie414, I is Sylvie, your rough edge lady, coming to bring you a little bit of that one in the middle, that balance part, yours. And all we doing tonight is just recapping. Friday night is going to be the recap night from everything that I did. And I may talk about, because I'm going to talk about a little something, that I was just watching before I came up here. Um, but yes, that fourth week I did 5 days. I came live 3 times on the day that I moved. Tell me, welcome, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. I look, y'all gotta know how much I appreciate y'all. Since I have been um off of the job, I'm watching my interaction on all the platforms change since I've been putting a little more effort into my short videos. I'm watching the interaction on all of my platforms uh, change. God told me to engage daily. I have been engaging daily, and I am seeing the fruit from engaging daily. Look, yours, I love thee, God. I love thee, God. I ain't gonna say I ain't concerned about no name or anything like that, because that's a little bit taking conversation from me and my cousin was talking today. We get very deep in the spirit. We both Capricorn. Look, part of this leading deals with Capricorn and metaphysics and religion. I just haven't gone into that yet because this stuff be deep. And that's crazy because that's what me and my people was talking about today. Deep shit. And people feeling like meat. And this is a Christian thing because as a Christian you taught that you're not supposed to be forever on the milk like a baby. After a while, a baby is not going to get full if you look. I's not a doctor. I's not a medical practitioner of any sort. I's just telling you what I's did and what I's was taught with my babies. See, those chicks, they had cereal in their milk from the time they were 2 weeks old. My babies ain't deficient. They don't have no issues or anything like that. They had cereal in their milk from the time, both of them. They was 2 weeks old because they just wanted more. It wasn't enough. They were still hungry. So if you are walking around as a Christian and you refusing meat, you say if you refusing meat and the God said that the goal is to grow to your highest God powers in your mind, that you should be growing spiritually daily. Because we are spiritual beings encased in human bodies. Period. All of the rest is names and tags. That Christianity, all that mess, like, but that's names. And we talked about that a little bit too. we talked about things and stuff. I love my cousin. We talked about things and stuff. But the goal is to grow. You can't grow without meat. You cannot. Meat is protein. Meat is protein. And in my health journey, God, that the God didn't tell me to turn away meat, but the God said, eat more raw food than you eat cooked food. No, you can't just be walking around eating raw meat. But if the God is giving instruction for cooked food, that must mean that it's necessary. Meat is necessary. But if you don't want the meat because it's too deep, if you don't want the meat because you can't handle the truth, where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Oh, we plugging up. Hold up. Hello. Nah. Excuse me for a minute. Welcome. Excuse me for a minute. I need the mic. My mic sounds nice, check 1. My mic sounds nice, check 2. My mic sounds nice, check 3. Are you ready? I don't own the rights to this music. That belongs to Salt and Pepper Mill. I just need my mic, so I don't know what I was gonna say once again. And I still ain't right until I plug up. And one thing for sure and two things for certain, we're going to discuss some of the things that cousin and I talked about today. I didn't have my mic last night, y'all. That's why I realized that I didn't have it tonight, because I just left it alone last night, and I'm so close to still at the beginning. Look, y'all, I was comfortable. It is what it is. It's late, and I am learning to be faithful. And as I learn to be faithful, I know that the God will help me to be diligent with my time. I'm actually deciding what time I need to be live during the day. I don't know if it's gonna go back to the 9 o'clock that it was back in 2020, or if the God wants me to do something different. I'm gonna talk about, before I go into the recap, I'm gonna talk about what I was watching before I came here, because this situation, and I watch it, we getting ready to talk Tasha K and Chloe and Haley. Bailey? Yeah, Chloe and Haley Bailey. So I watched Tasha K last night as she was speaking about the two sisters. I've spoken about this. Look, capping for women. Y'all know that is one of my favorite phrases. We not gonna cap for women around here. Right is right and wrong is wrong. In my Eva May voice, right is right and wrong is wrong. And if we are so sensitive, that's what this anema thing is about. I said last night, we didn't talk about the anema, but this anema thing is finding your balance. If you are that sensitive that you cannot take constructive criticism or even criticism, you on public social media, you're going to get criticized, and it may not always be constructive. But what she spoke about, those young ladies, I speak about often with people. Two siblings, it could be a male and a female sibling. Two siblings can come out of the same household and turn out two very different ways, raised by the same parents. I don't care if they're in a two-parent household or one. Ain't now the perfect household, first and foremost. ain't now the perfect household. So two products can come out of the same parents and take two totally opposite directions. Now, I don't follow either one of these young ladies. Everything that I've gotten about Chloe and Haley have totally come off of these YouTube streets. One thing for sure and two things for certain. The common denominators are what they are. They are saying the same things. They are saying Chloe was chasing Beyonce with Tasha K tonight. Tasha K, because Tasha K just got a whole bunch of flack on Instagram for last night's conversation because they're saying you're tearing down black people. You're tearing down black people because you're telling the truth. Because you're telling the truth. So would it be tearing down someone to tell the truth, or would it be tearing down someone to be kissing their tail and making them think that everything is all gravy? Sylvie just be wanting y'all to ponder. Y'all already know. She said one is, she says that you look, when I heard the young lady, Chloe, got on stage because nobody was buying her ticket or her albums and basically cussed her fans out. I say that about YouTubers right now. I say Ringo ain't right for the way he talk about his. You don't love me if you ain't going to my PayPal. This all that crazy stuff that you saying to the people that support you. Because if they ain't love you, they wouldn't be watching you. They wouldn't like you ask. Everybody might not got the money to send to your platform. Sir, please and thank you. Same thing for you, Chloe Bailey. Maybe you just ain't making music that everybody want to hear. That's what Tasha K was saying. You was trying to be everybody but Chloe. And you chose the path that you wanted to go. I don't even know what Tubi is. I guess it's a TV station. She said one is going towards Disney and one is going towards Tubi. I don't know what Tubi is, but I guess it's the lower end of the totem pole in Disney. We can talk about Disney too, but I understand what she's saying as far as Haley being more conservative and not chasing the bag per se, but chasing her dream. And it sounds like Chloe is chasing the bag. And y'all know I talk about the bag on this piece. She says that on every opportunity that is given, you now see Chloe in Haley's space trying to take her shine. And because one thing for sure and two things for certain, when I first started hearing it, it was like the way I was hearing it is this Haley chose wrong because she's going Broadway way and Chloe is with Beyonce, so Chloe's going to be doing big things. And it seems like the tables turned because isn't she about to be, Haley about to be, what is it, Little Mermaid? Little Mermaid? Tasha K believes she gonna get an Oscar. She said they was on stage singing one time and Chloe didn't feel like Haley was singing hard enough, so she had to get up there and outdo her and say, well, you're not supposed to be competing with look. And sometimes we don't even do it on purpose. Because I just told my daughters, I'm competing with y'all crazy tails on the 75 Soft Challenge. Like, I am not almost 50 and don't have health challenges. I am a competitive person. Even with my children, I'm competitive. I'm not competing with my children because I'm trying to take their shine. This contest is personal between us. I just told my oldest daughter, because when we fall off, or if we fall off, and she ain't fell off like I have, we beat ourselves up. And I just told her, that's to you. I said, you is your daddy's daughter. I have a Mini-Me 3000. That one belongs solely almost to me. And then I have a Mini-Me 1.5. She not so much Yvette, but the Yvette that she is, buddy, whoo, she more Eddie. She more Eddie. That 3000, no, whoo, buddy, whoo. What did the nurse tell me yesterday? He said, I don't think she said she want to slap her, but sometimes she want to do her in, but you can't want to do her in because you just want to do yourself in. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So, like, would y'all have people to just we just want a world now where people are allowed to now there's a balance. There is a balance. There is nothing that Tasha K said, and I watched her body language and everything, that seemed like she was trying to degrade those girls. She just calling it how she seen it. Now, into the recap, Ebony K, on the other hand, body language. Body language. You could have just said, no, I don't want to date a bus driver. But all of your body language, I didn't notice no body language that Tasha K was, and she did not double down. And she did not talk all over the place like Ebony did after she said what she said. Ebony talked all over the place every time. When she came back and did the second thing, when she went on the Breakfast Club, you're talking all over yourself and still with all of this tense posture. If you resolute and comfortable in what you feel and what you saying, what's the tension for? What is all of the body language for? If you don't want to date no bus driver, you don't want to date no bus driver. But when your body language says that a bus driver is beneath you, that's what people see. And there's people out here saying the same thing that I'm saying. That's why I said it. Because there's people out here saying people too sensitive and you can't take this and you can't take that. That didn't have anything to do with being sensitive, because she has every right to date or not date whom she chooses. But all that I needed was to hear somebody, one person, say body language, because that's all I paid attention to. Your words matched your body language. Your words didn't answer the question. The question was, would you date a bus driver? The question was not, would you date a person that owns a bus? That's not a bus driver, that's a bus owner. Unless they, because that would still be a struggle if they went out there to buy a bus to become a bus company and had to drive their own bus. He still ain't what? That made him more motivating to you because he owned the bus. Person that drive the bus might have got a bigger bank account than that one. I'm just saying. So we talked about Ebony on Monday. We talked about Ebony on Monday. We talked about Strawberry let a girlfriend crazy self thought that you was gonna be with this man for 10 years as your best friend. Screw him and sit in his wife's face, and then I would love to know how that ended up. I would love to know how that ended up. Because you now want this man, after 10 years of smiling in his wife's face, because that's the part for me. I can't even check you on what you did, because as I stated, that man is solely responsible for the choices that he makes in his marriage. Period. Period. And whether they be Christians or not, sometimes they just want to go Christian when they want to defend that they out here stepping outside of their marriage. They will go Bible on you. Even though sometimes when they go Bible, it's not the proper way. I would that if you're going to go Bible, that you at least go find the proper scripture and don't be talking about Solomon and all that mess like that, because God did not God scolded Solomon for what he did. And not particularly that he married all the women, but that you went outside. So, because y'all just be wondering, we're not even going to get into all of that. But into who? For that chick. So wound up pregnant after dating and screwing your best friend for 10 years in his wife's face, pretending like you were his friend, for you to wind up pregnant and then expect for that man to change his whole everything? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. That young lady needs to go sit down somewhere and get a balance on her anema. She needs to do some serious shadow work. That's not even particularly anema. That is not even, a little bit. And then we talked about Lori Vallow Daybell. And when I say I don't see nobody talking about her on YouTube, nobody talking about Lori Vallow Daybell on YouTube. Lori Vallow Daybell, and her husband, I don't want to speak too much on her husband because he has not gone to trial yet, but she has been found guilty. Not only has she been found guilty, but you can catch her if you go on Google right now and plug in Lori Vallow Daybell. You can catch her smirking in her mugshot as if she did something right when she took the lives of her two children because she said that their souls went dark. They had dark souls. It said if you sign a contract with Jesus, you have a light soul, and if you sign a contract with Satan, you have a dark soul. But I would just ask the question, whose contract did you sign? And what does your soul look like? And what does Jesus have to say about that? And more so, what does the God have to say about that? Did the God tell you to do what it was that you did? And did the God say that your soul will still be light after you did that? And the first wife, I still need to go back and do some more research on this story because I'm still trying to figure out what the first wife had to do with it. Welcome, 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 y'all. Appreciate y'all sitting here with me for a little bit. If you could like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff, it would be great. You know, we still knocking on 200's door. We ain't made it there yet, but trust and believe. Trust and believe. Some believing once 200 come, it's just gonna that part. We also spoke about Lori in reference to how done up she had to be for her mugshot. That references the number 127. I read something on yesterday, excuse me, 2 days ago. No, it was this week. It was speaking about the makeup and the different ornaments. I broke it down. It was basically saying God is not saying for you not to wear makeup. God is not saying for you not to wear nice clothes or anything like that. God is saying anything that you put above God. And if you wear makeup, I'm going to tell you how putting that makeup above God is, because God made you in all of your beauty. In all of your beauty. So if you behold you and dislike what you see so much that you have to adorn yourself with things that you feel like make you look better than the way God made you every day, all day, and nobody can ever see you any other way. Nobody can see you looking like a hot mess. Nobody can see you underdressed. Nobody can see you without makeup on. Baby, they're a problem. They're a problem. She had to be, some people are taught that you cannot walk out the house without makeup. I have known people to teach that you should be in the house all day with clothing and makeup on. I love that person dearly. I couldn't get with that then. I can't get with it now. I told you, because I am a the God pleaser. And I know that I am disappointing the God right now because the God, look, Tasha K just said she coming up out of her makeup. And the God is telling me to put it on 5 days a week when I do this. And y'all already know how I come up that joke. I have no qualms. I have no qualms. Why? Because at this point, when I look yonder to that phone, oh my God, I see gorgeousness. I don't give a flying flip how rough I look. Y'all have to understand that there was a point in time where I didn't look, I could have on the very most makeup. And I ain't never been one that was going to wear all kinds of makeup. But I still didn't look in the mirror and like what I saw, like what I was beholding. So now that I like what I am beholding, I'm good with it. But the God says, baby, I need for you to follow instruction quickly in my little Minister Johnson voice, who's not so little anymore. I think I followed her father probably so I can watch the young minister that ministered to me get right. Because I said at that point, I'm excited to see what God is going to do. And this was like, because she checked me with the quickness. That little girl couldn't have been no more than 9. That part. So, yeah. So, then on Tuesday, we continued to speak about Lori a little bit. Broke it on down. I went a little deeper into the article. One of the children was her daughter. One of the children was her son. The other person was her ex-husband's first wife. There are conspiracy charges. There are, conspiracy convictions, murder convictions. And then she stole their money. She stole the children's money. I think it was Social Security. They called her a doomsday cult mom. And once we finished speaking about her, because Tuesday went into ecclesiastical oppression, so Monday night was the societal oppression, and what I would say about that, because God told me to speak about women on this platform and not to just speak about black women. I couldn't see the woman on the strawberry letter. I don't know what color she was, but Lori Vallow Daybell is not a black woman, and Ebony K is. So anytime we can't take a balanced view at life, an understanding view, anytime that we can't communicate, we lose the ability to communicate our issues, and we handle them in tense ways or dangerous ways. Would that not be oppression? And one cannot, it's like I told cousin today, some of us are able to do mental health on our own. Some of us are able to put the things in practice. Yes, mental health representatives are stretched out. It's more batshit crazy folk than a little bit in this world. So are there more crazies than there are mental health resources? Possibly, but the fact of the matter is still that some people cannot tackle mental health alone. But if you can, if you are capable of making better choices and you don't, you're a city without walls and you get whatever it is that's coming into you because you don't want to make the choice to eat meat. You want to keep drinking milk because meat is too deep. That part. So I also spoke about it in reference to ecclesiastical oppression. Now this is a little more. It's not a black thing because I'm just asking the question. There's a whole lot of churches in this neighborhood, and I've been hearing that for years, hearing it and seeing it. So it's not for naught because I've been hearing it and seeing it. But I just took a walk yesterday around my new neighborhood, 45-minute round walk, and I know I saw 100 churches. I know I saw 100 churches, which says to me what I have been speaking forever. Church is trying to grow buildings. It's a business. They want you in the building. If you're in the building, then you bring in your money. the ecclesia, building the kingdom, should be building you to be the most healthy person that you can be while you're here. Do we think that the God has called us to be batshit crazy on the earth? And then we get to be peaceful and sane once we, whew, it be the backwards that be backwards, and for me, the God. It's a lot of churches out there. And I know a lot of people that fall under the guise of Christianity that don't self-analyze. How can you do anything that the God wants you to do when you don't self-analyze? Or you think it's okay to just be telling people any old kind of thing based off of making them feel good, which means that you walk around capping for people, which keeps people uber sensitive, which never brings people to any balance. Accountability is the name of this game. We are all accountable to ourselves. Whether we choose to take accountability or not is something different. We are all accountable to ourselves. And if you are spending more time sweeping around someone else's front door than being accountable for your shit. Because look, when me and my people was in that car talking, I said, because he was saying, all I want to do, is hear, well done. And I said, because he was like, we all got to stand up. Whew. And I know the God is going to say some things and some stuff to me. You ain't moved when I told you you were supposed to move. You wasn't obedient right here. You was a little picky right here. You was a little petty right there. You was not. You was. You did not. You didn't. But all I want to do is hear well done. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain. The God is not the God of a people pleaser, and he loves us all dearly. But if we are people pleasing and not self-analyzing, because generally if you're not self-analyzing, you somewhere people pleasing, somewhere trying to make yourself look perfect while you pulling your hair out in private, and you going in this place and just looking all perfect when you get in the building, and then you in this place saying, oh, don't tell the pastor you saw me, and don't tell the pastor that I did this, and don't tell the pastor. But it's just a man or a woman. It's not the God. It's not the God. The God watched you walk into that place and do whatever it was you were going to do, or get whatever it was you were going to get. He watched you do with that thing whatever it is meant to be done with that thing, and then he heard you when you had said, don't let the pastor see me. And I am so certain, welcome, yeah, I am so certain the God just scratched its head like, what in the whole? Did I just hear that right? Did that person just say, don't let the pastor see them do what I had seen them do and see them do every time? Yeah, the God, that's what they had said. That's what they had said. I cannot concern myself with hiding myself. And since I have heard that 3 times, Lord knows that 3 is very important to me. I'm going to say that because there are things that I am challenged by and me and the God is gonna discuss these things to see how important those words are. Sometimes they are words that I'm challenged with. Phrases. Mm. So that was Tuesday. So Wednesday we spoke about the politicals. The politicals. So all that I really went into about the politicals is your president is talking about the debt ceiling, and it's not that we just are not going to pay our debt. We just don't want an economically catastrophic default to happen. Or as my thought process was, is if it's debt, it's already not paid. The Bible say, oh no man, nothing in this country was supposed to be, oops, it came out, built on Christianity. And yet we owe mans a whole lot of things. But they making sure that the peoples is paying their debts or getting put out or getting this repossessed or, oh, but America. I'll beautiful for spacious skies. They working it out. They supposed to have it worked out by Sunday. If they don't have it worked out by Sunday, then it look like come June 1st, things can get a little bit sticky. And that was my thing. Like y'all be on us. It be the way y'all be on us. For me, when at the top leadership is not leading by example, they just leading. Sometimes people think if you just lead, that you just doing good. Man, what's up, Doc? I think not. But then I spoke about something my peoples was talking to me about. Even though I could not do the study of that, it was so similar to me having said it starts at the top. She was talking about crime in D.C. and a senator that she had watched on TikTok referencing answering a question about being confronted about the crime rate in D.C. And her answer entailed her speaking that the top is where the real criminals at. So how do we then go and tame these criminals down here? But it's what you always see done. Even if let's talk drugs. Let's talk drugs. Now, who was it that just came in? Yeah, who the heck was it? I keep wanting to say J.G. Wentworth. They ship just ported. It's a big company. It's a bank. It's a bank. I just cannot believe it starts with a J. I just can't think of it, but I can come back. But the bank got caught up at the coming into dock from where I don't know where they were coming from, but they ship was full of drugs. Full of drugs. Not one person got arrested. But you're gonna go arrest that hustler on the corner. And you might even get the kingpin. But you're not gonna get the people that's serving the kingpin. I'd say that sounds like they. So we talked a little bit about that on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, Thursday is going to be meant for shadow work, numbers, and chakras. And if the Lord leads me to speak more about crystals as well. Because we started off with, I didn't speak about the shadow work. because some of the things that I discussed on last night did move into the shadow work. Um, but I spoke about the fact that you learn that things are wrong in Christianity, crystals being one of them. And I had a conversation with someone about crystals and about choices they made with their family per the crystals. So when I got the story about the crystals, it was like God dropped it in my lap. I still have not spoken with this person about what I feel and what I've learned because I'm waiting on God to give me softer words, because God told me a soft answer turns away wrath, and Boo told me I be still giving people coarse salt. And I'm not trying to give coarse salt. I don't even want to give sea salt on, coarse salt. You got to turn it. I don't even want to give sea salt. I really want some Morton's iodized. I want it to be as fine as I probably can granulate it. But when that story dropped in my lap on TikTok, it only spoke about Exodus. It wasn't until I began to prepare to go live last night that I found out that not only is it in Exodus, which is the beginning of the Bible, that there are 12 crystals referenced in that Bible. But it ends it as well, because there are 12 crystals referenced in Revelation for two different purposes. One purpose in Exodus, a different purpose in Revelation. And they share 6 of those crystals in common. And there are 12 because they represent the tribes of each of Israel. Excuse me. My cousin had to correct me yesterday, because 2 days ago, because I just kept saying 13. She's like, well, I thought that they represented the 12 tribes of Israel. I said, they do, cousin. Thank you for the correction. And cousin today gave me correction too. We were talking about, Christian is not like we're gonna talk more about that. Look, y'all, I'll be trying to write it down when I want to talk more about something so that I don't forget. Because what that basically, I don't want to talk about it today, but it's basically, we can cap. As a people, we can cap. Ryan Joker be capping for women. All these women be doing wrong things. I seen so many women capping for Amber Heard when Johnny Depp was going through that trial, and she was the aggressor. She was the aggressor. Not saying that he didn't have no wrong in anything. I'm not gonna cap. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Cap, stay on code, whatever you want to call it. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You gonna do right or you ain't. I'm not trying to cover somebody that feel like wrong is right and right is wrong. It's backwards. Backwards. I'm just saying. So we covered those 12 crystals in those 2 books, Revelations and Exodus. If you Google crystals and Revelations and Exodus, it will bring up the oh no, I have them right here for you. Give me a minute. Revelations 21, 19 and 20. Exodus 39, 8 through 14. We'll check up on them. We spoke about the heart chakra on yesterday. We spoke about what balances the heart chakra. Excuse me, we spoke about the goal is to balance the heart chakra. We spoke about what it entails, compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. We spoke about what happens if it's in excess. It'll be codependent. because it's about self-love. Excuse me, self-love and love of others. First and foremost, self-love and love of others. And before I got down to the excess of it, I spoke on when I read self-love and love of others. I'm like, Lord, you can't really love others right if you can't love self right. And when I got down to excessive, it let you know why you can't. You're going to be codependent. You're going to be seeking out unwanted and unnecessary attention because you don't know how to give it to yourself, or choose not to because you feel like it's better coming from somebody else. I can't say enough. Shadow work tells you that self-analyzation is long, painful, and hard. But when I say I wouldn't go backwards, I would not go backwards at this point. I would not go backwards. That part. So then we spoke about the deficiencies of the heart chakra, and one of them being, being shy, being lonely, being isolated. So the goal is to try to balance those, and then where we brought the shadow into it, because the shadow of the of compassion, empathy, and forgiveness is grief and resentment, and it tells you in the deficiency that one of the deficiencies is being bitter. Resentment and bitterness go hand in hand. So you can't possibly think that in this journey that you are going to, that grief and resentment is just going to say, okay, yes, go be compassionate. It's not going to do that. It is work. It is work, buddy. Life is work. And guess what? While you working, life don't stop lifing. I promise you that. Life don't stop lifing. You got to learn how to work and take care of yourself while life is lifing. That is one of the most difficult things. And if you don't learn how to take care of yourself, yourself will take care of you, and not in the greatest way. Ask me how I know. That's why I come and I talk to y'all, man. Because I have lacked in self-care. Trying to care for others. I say you can't care for others more than you care for yourself. Nor can you just leave others by the wayside. There is a balance. Everybody is not the pick yourself up by the bootstraps person. And I tend to think that the people that think that they are, they just making money. That's what they thought picking themselves up by the bootstraps meant. They just out there making money. Let that money be gone and watch what that psyche do. Let that status be gone and watch what that psyche do. See, people don't understand that the God is going to check. Let some things be tested. Let some theories be tested. Because the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And cousin got a whiff of that today. And I had never said it to him. I said it to him based off what he said to me. Because the God is not allowing the last that are going to be first to go forward any old kind of way. Period. Period. That part. And so then we talked about the number 14 on yesterday, and I went into the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance part of it, and I began the angel number part of the 14. So I'll be breaking that down. I said that once I finish, I have, I think, 3 more to post from the video that I'm on, and then I'm gonna jump to this one and go backwards. My content's kind of like it's timeless. Like I can everything for real. I can go back for the last month and every live that I've done since I've been doing it for 5 days. I still can go back and cut them up. So I'm not really doing celebrity gossip or anything like that. So yes, that is what we talked about all this week. And so today I just wanted to come back and give y'all a little recap, right quick. So, I'm just trying to give a quick thought and make sure that I covered everything. And I do believe that on next Friday's recap, there's going to be something different being done. I believe that at this moment, the God just told me something to do next week. So we'll see where we are with that. But if it's the God the way that I believe that it is, then I know that it's gonna happen because what you say happens, Lord. Hello, beautiful. The goal in this walk is first and foremost to take it day by day. It is nothing that can happen that is just going to happen at the snap of a finger or the drop of a dime or microwaved. Microwave food is not even good for you, beautiful. I barely use a microwave. I don't even intend on buying one. I really don't use them. I'm going to get a air fryer to rewarm my food and things like that because I'd rather rewarm it in an air fryer than in a microwave. But I said all of that to say, beautiful, take your time, move daily. And when I say move daily, I really mean that mentally, physically, and spiritually. Do something mentally, physically, and spiritually daily to affect or influence your day. Don't beat yourself up, but don't allow yourself to just do nothing either, because that's not feasible. I promise you, you got this, beautiful. One step at a time. Sylvie loves you. I'm out.